Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to give you some feedback tips and how you can really improve the process of providing students with feedback, whether it's middle of their work or afterwards on a Google Doc resource specifically. So here I have a sample fake assignment on my screen, and there's obviously some changes that need to be made. You can tell from some of the different things misspelled and in red. And what I'm going to show you is how you can change your editing preferences on Google Docs so that you're not typing the same comments over and over again, like run on sentence, fragment, review, or add a citation. You'll use keyboard shortcuts and you'll set up those keyboard shortcut preferences. So anytime you do that keystroke, it automatically will insert that comment for you. So it is really helpful, I think, in this process if you actually change your view on the Google Doc first. And I have another video where I talk about this, but changing it from editing mode to suggesting mode. And the reason why this is helpful is any elements that you add onto the student's work right now in their Google Doc are not final. Suggesting mode, like the name implies, is where you're suggesting changes to their work and your comments and your notes on this document show up in a different color. So it's eye-catching to them and they can decide to remove your comments because they probably don't want those in their final project, or they can incorporate them. It just shows up as a stream of notifications and they see them in a different color. So that's just a helpful option here, especially when you're providing feedback so the students can visually see which areas you want them to improve on, and they don't have to worry about deleting all of that from their project at the end. They can just do it in a really quick click. So I'm in suggesting mode. It's right below the share button. By default, it's usually in editing mode, but you can flip it over to suggesting. So here's an example of how that works. It shows up in a different color, and it also comes up as a comment on the side, and the student can accept the suggestion, so it's a part of their work now, or deny it and it goes away. So what I'm going to do is if I go to Tools on the top, this is where we're going to change our editing preferences. And I click Preferences and then Substitutions. There's some default on here already. So, if you type something that's a fraction, it appears as a fraction on your screen. Arrows appear as arrows if you do a couple of different keyboard keystrokes there. But what you can do is you can customize this so that certain little abbreviations that you want to utilize become keyboard shortcuts for a longer phrase or sentence. So if you notice here, I added a few of my own. Other ones you can add as many or as little of those as you would like. It starts at the top is where you can add it. All right, so I have those set in. So what I'm going to do is tell the students that this was a fragment. All right, so then it adds fragment into that. So I don't have to type that out every single time. You can always go back and change those, delete them, move them as you need to. It essentially allows you to customize what comments are automatically inserted into yours and which ones aren't. So again, just a helpful option for your students to have and for you to save yourself some time when you're grading.